All human beings need to feel needed. Men more so than women, because men can't seem to justify their own existence. So unless they're needed, useful, productive, making a difference, they can't tolerate their own being. A man, when he gets married, needs to know that he is useful, necessary, important, that he is needed. So the worst thing a wife can say to her husband is, never mind, I'll do it myself. Anything the husband offers, accept it graciously, give him credit for it, even if it's not exactly what you need from him. But if you accept what he's giving, then you can move him to what you really need from him. But if you reject what he's giving, he'll quit. You emasculate him.
There's a significant difference between being needed and being truly appreciated.
My wife, when I met her, she goes, your whole family
Your wife is just like these relatives, but she doesn't want to share you with them. She wants to use you all for herself. Now stop paying for her meals and see what happens. You'll get the same response, but this time she'll take half of what you have when she leaves.
Was the world better, but it was harder to see boobs? Women are perverts now. In fact, what's even more ironic is that as we point the finger and pretend that men are the perverts, Me Too error, it is so clearly evident everywhere that you look in society that it's actually us. We have become the sexual aggressors. Take this one example. This is a social media influencer. She was butt naked and decided to paint blue onto herself and go to the gym to see how men would react. Take a listen.
If you don't have clothes on, you need to be out of here, man. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. I work in the industry enough.
Because she's a woman, somehow she thought this would be funny. What should have happened is that she should have been arrested for indecent exposure. But again, that didn't happen because men are supposed to just take it. What an absolute creep this woman is.
It's refreshing to hear a woman call out another woman. Shameless behavior is becoming far too common these days. If a man did the same thing, he'd be labeled and end up on an offender registry. Women should be held accountable for their inappropriate behavior.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
A high-profile job with no pay.
I would prefer to have the high-profile job without pay.
I'm cleaning sewers for $100K, man. Ain't no shame in my game.
I'm cleaning sewers. There's no question about it.
I'm going to clean the sewers for $100,000 a year.
I'd rather the first one.
Okay, so wouldn't that explain why you're paid less?
Yeah. Because I really don't want to do that.
You don't want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs.
No.
So could that possibly be why so many women earn less money than men?
Yep.
So is that based on discrimination or based on choice?
And choices.
High-status jobs with no pay make sense if the reasoning is, I'll be around influential people and find a rich man who will make me his full-time housewife.
If you shut that door, we're done. We're breaking up. I'll give you the ring back, all of it. That door, don't shut. Donald, are you being serious? Don't shut. Oh my gosh. Open the door. How dare you? Don't open. Do you think you're gonna close it? So he thinks this is funny. What is this, a joke to you? You think you're just gonna like slam that? Oh, so funny. You know what? No, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm not leaving. You're not leaving. We're staying together.
So that was for nothing. Like you said all that, like this door shut, done. What happened? What happened to that?
I've changed my mind. You're being absolutely too ridiculous.
Run, man. Ultimatums are for children, not for narcissists to manipulate people they think they can control. I've changed my mind. You're being too ridiculous. What she really means is, my control tactics aren't working, so let's pretend this never happened and I'll try again later. Run.
He took me back to his house, not because he wanted to do anything, because he wanted to show me the renovations he's doing in his basement.
You don't go to basements on a first date, Reagan.
I know, but he had barn doors. He was making a whole nother apartment all by himself. He bought this house.
And he has a car.
And it's nice. And his car, did you see his car?
Mm-hmm.
It's brand new. It's a 2021 SUV. It's beautiful. It has a screen in it. Yes. I started to forget about, like, everything else, and I was just like, wow, I could start living like this. And he was so respectful.
Men, pay attention to how excited she was about what he could provide for her. That's where the excitement in her voice comes from. She's not impressed by him as a person, but by what he can offer her.
Believe in only two things, the First Amendment and boobs. Once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative, non-sports related...
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Did you say, what did you just say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWOBS?
Boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history, the First Amendment and boobs. So those are the only two things I believe in absolutely in the country.
Listen, I'm astonished at almost everything I just heard. For somebody to come on CNN and to say something like the only thing I believe in the discussion about something.
I'm still there too, and I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. BOOZE or BOOBS? Because as a woman, I'm
as in boob. I believe completely in the First Amendment and in boobs. Those are the only two things I believe 100% in this country.
Why would you even say that live on national television and with a female host?
Because I like boobs and the First Amendment, which is exactly what I said.
This statement is the perfect way to test if someone truly supports free speech.
Women are attracted, generally speaking, the research shows, to men based on three reasons. The third is kindness. They don't want someone who's going to be a good person. They're impressed by men who are good to their parents and kind and go out of their way to help people, and there's no reciprocal expectation. The second is intelligence, because the smarter you are, the more likely you are to make good decisions and protect your family's offspring. And by the way, the fastest way to communicate intelligence is humor. I've always said if you can make a woman laugh, you can kiss her.
Wow.
And then the most important thing, though, to women, and people don't like to admit this, is the man's ability to signal future resources. It's not even he has to be rich now, but he has to have his act together such that he looks like he will be a decent provider.
I'm so irresistible because of my kindness and intelligence that they just avoid me.
I don't think you realize how much work I put in to do that.
To cuddle?
No, for your family. I woke up at 8 in the morning and went to the grocery store and had to hunt down a bunch of stuff, figure out the grill, do all that was work. And after that, I came back and did the dishes. If you sat here and grilled a whole meal for my whole family and I come back to dishes in the sink, I'm not gonna ask you to do the dishes. I'm probably just gonna do them. Maybe I didn't communicate that, sure. However, if I have to communicate that, I am not the one for you.
Do not try to make it seem like I'm not here doing my part at all. We're not gonna spin it like that. I've been given such a negative response, a temper tantrum sometimes, like an attitude. I just don't understand it. If it's about the dishes, me going to sleep, a text, all of that, it's the slap in the face.
I'm glad you feel that way. There's a lot I could respond to, but there is no scenario that I see myself standing there and saying yes to making you my wife forever. And with that in mind, I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Men of culture, this is how it's done. No anger, no yelling, no cursing, no more being taken for granted. Peace be upon you all.
Women do this all the time. He's not secure because he won't let me hang out with my guy friends. I will only date a guy that is secure with me hanging out with my guy friends. The very fact that they agree to what you think is what a guy is exactly what makes you not respect them. Be honest with me right now. When he said, sounds great, hang out with Dylan, were you so excited about him after he said that? Or did you deep down want him to be like, I want you, enough of that? Men that will protect you and love you ask the world from you. They expect nothing. If you feel that you're deserving the same, ask it from them. Fake men will use you. Real men will be very dangerous, and they'll tell you what they want, and they will not accept your distorted forms of protection that you haven't challenged. They will be that form of protection for you if you're there for them.
I actually flipped this with my ex. When she said this, I turned to her and said, well, you need to be secure enough for me to hang out with my girlfriends. The look on her face was priceless. It's disrespectful to a man, and if you respect your partner, you wouldn't do this, especially if it bothers him. And if it doesn't bother him, he's not serious about you.
I need to know what goes on in men's brains because we needed soy sauce and my husband was like, oh, let me order some. What is this? We are 2 people. This is a gallon of soy sauce.
I'm going to tell you a little secret about men if you want the man in your life to help you out. When that man helps you out, do not complain about it because here he is. You needed soy sauce and he got the soy sauce. It is a huge mistake to complain about how he got it and what exactly he got. As long as it was soy sauce, it is what you asked for. He solved the problem. But look, for the sake of argument, let's dive into it for a second. These are 3 reasons why he ended up getting that soy sauce. Number 1, when you're ordering groceries online or you're on Amazon, you may not realize how much product it really is because it's just a little tiny picture of it. 2, it's a cost savings. It's less money per ounce. You should appreciate your thrifty man. And 3, he doesn't have the opportunity cost next time of having to buy more soy sauce. Like you guys are set, and that soy sauce, it does not expire. That stuff stays good forever. There are so many women out there that would actually appreciate this effort. They're even entering the comments, which is hilarious because they're asking if this woman wants to divorce her husband, that they will take him.
Which is worse? Getting the wrong size soy sauce, or publicly disrespecting your spouse for views. She ran out of soy sauce. He made sure that didn't happen again for a long time. How ungrateful can you be?
Leave my son. You're not good enough.
Dad, what do you mean? There's no value on love.
Yes, her dad is not a dragon.
But Dad, there's no value you can put on love. We're in love. There's nothing that can separate us.
Here.
Yeah.
6-bedroom mansion in Menteng.
Pergi dulu, bye.
I told you, son, when money talk, bullshit walks.
A woman's loyalty is only as strong as her options. It's a concept that transcends cultures.